Welcome back to Mention It All again, everybody. I am Blake. I'm here joined by my dazzling co-host, Casey. Hey, Casey, how are we doing today?
I'm doing swell today. I'm so excited for where we're heading today. One of my absolute favorite destinations. I've never been there in real life, but one of my favorite destinations to chat about. Why don't you let the listeners and the watchers know, Blake?
Ooh, brr. It's getting cold in here. Let me put my parka on so we can go to Salt Lake City, Utah, and join our favorite women as they engage in topics of love, topics of friendship, topics of drama, topics of crime. Fraud to be
Cults.
specific. Cults. Oh, there's a lot of fraud, different kinds of fraud in this season. Woo! Woo! I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. But yes, we are landing in the beautiful Salt Lake City basin in Utah, which one could make the argument it's kind of actually Park City, Utah. Depending on
for some of our wives, it's New York City actually, where they
for some of our wives
actually reside.
For some of our wives, it's a 3-month vacation to film in Salt Lake City before they go back to where they actually live. But I digress. We will be jumping into the iconic, absolutely iconic world of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Part 1. You know the deal, you know the drill, but if you're new here, we're doing the first half of the season, which is the first 11 episodes, and we will return to finish the season in a couple weeks. We post our schedule, pay attention to it, but it will definitely be soon. But we need to give you guys some time to catch up to us because we're historians here. This is our job. This is what we do. This is our, what do they call it? A 5 to 9. This is our 5 to 9. We go 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9, bitch. And many of you can't relate, and that's fine. That's what we're here for. We're here to spread the gospel. We're actually Mormon missionaries taking the word of Mr. Smith, aka Heather Gay, Lisa Barlow, Mary Cosby, etc., to all of you. And this is our mission. So, without further ado, why don't we get into this freaking iconic episode, which, like, by all accounts, made this, because we did season 1 already. This, like, they got so lucky with how this season played out. I think, not to say that there wasn't a lot to begin with before the arrest of it all happened, but, like, when this show debuted, I mean, everyone was into it. A lot of people were watching season 1. Not to say season 1 was a flop by any means, but the difference is night and day. And these women really, really, like, this was crazier than Teresa Giudice getting arrested. This was crazier than, like, the Tom Girardi stuff. Like, this really, like, they shot off. Like, they picked up, and they haven't had to stick the landing. They've been flying ever since. I think this really, like, kind of defined the franchise. The arrest,
sure.
there's just, it's, I think this was a unique situation when it comes to Housewives, in the sense that, you know, this is not the average drama that you typically get when it comes to a Housewives franchise. And I mean, wow. Truly
Wow. Should we do our dramatic readings of the taglines to kick us off and then get into it?
Casey, what a stupid question. Absolutely. Do you want to take this one, or should I take this one?
I want this
Okay,
one. Give me number 1. Okay. All right. Here we go. I mean, I'm not even going to say whose this is cuz you'll know. The only thing I'm guilty of is being Shah-mazing.
I'm also not going to say who this one is because you'll also know who this is. In a town of beauty and beasts, there's only one wild rose.
Again, I'm just gonna not say this one either. I feel like these are all pretty obvious.
Yeah.
You don't have to like me. I love myself enough for the both of us.
That was pretty good, actually.
I thought so too.
I am going to say who this is because y'all probably don't even fucking remember. Jenny Nguyen.
Oh.
I have plenty of everything, including opinions.
The way I forgot about her when I just said we don't need to introduce any of these. Sorry, that one definitely needs an introduction.
Yeah.
Because who is that?
The next one doesn't.
I was going to say, but back to no introductions. If you come for me, I will send Jesus after you.
Wow. Chills.
Perfect.
I was raised a Mormon, but now I'm raising a glass of champagne.
Cheers. I may be known for my ice, but I always bring the heat.
I have to say, like, really solid. Really
solid. Yeah.
I think the fact
as a group, the standouts raised the group average for some of like the more mid ones. But I think if you're giving this a group average out of 10, I think we're looking at an 8.
I would be comfortable with 8.5, to be honest. And I'm only dinging them because Jenny.
I was going to say Jenny is an obvious loss.
Right. And Heather's is kind of dumb.
Heather's is a little bit dumb. I think Meredith is a little bit dumb too.
Meredith's has that Housewives cut and paste Mad Libs vibe to it. It's just like I da 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 da, but I always da da da. Like that's.
I swear that these housewives take them off fan pages on Instagram that do like my fan taglines. There's this one account who does them and they're really actually good. And some of the housewives will be in their comments and in their likes, and I'm like, I guarantee you one of their taglines has been submitted and used probably, which they should be collecting a check for that. But
I wouldn't be surprised. I am a little bit confused on how it goes because I know like Lisa Rinna would always like post, okay, new season, like any ideas for my tagline, and people would submit them. But then also I've seen several interviews where they're like, the producers gave me 3, and they picked one, and they picked the one I didn't like, and I had no choice, and I don't like this one.
Yeah, it sounds like they get to say like what's in the group, but they don't get to say which one is the final choice.
Yeah.
Like they know what the options are, but it could be their least favorite that's picked. Like the network is giving them like the illusion of choice, basically.
Yeah. I think that any time that you don't have to say whose tagline it was, that's a perfect tagline. Well, not perfect,
I would agree,
but it's good enough.
It's doing its job, yeah.
Right. All right, where do we start, Casey?
Yeah, let's set the scene. So honestly, this is something that I would recommend you go back and relive and try and imagine it's the first time you're watching it. That's what I did when I was watching the intro episode, because wow, like what a rush it was, because the season opens with like a true crime inspired flashback or flash forward to the arrest of Jen Shah to the beauty lab showdown. And it's like kind of ominous music, like things are kind of flashing, like it shows Jen like Shariff has internal bleeding, like camera cut, like the police showing up, like camera cut, like I have to go, and watching this in real time was genuinely like, I'm sorry, pardon? Like, was that Homeland Security I just saw on my Housewives viewing show? Like, that's crazy. But what a opener. I mean, right away that you're signing up for a cinematic season with something like that. And
that's what I'm saying. They got right into it. They got so lucky with just what they were given to work with, like they literally we could have started the season with genuinely nothing, which they don't. I mean, these women are very good at what they do, but they could have honestly been sitting on their asses all for like the first 8 episodes, 10 episodes, and still would have been able to stick the landing with one of the most iconic seasons just because of the fucking HSI, SDNY, FBI all swarming the fucking beauty lab parking lot.
Like, it's truly so insane, and it's fun to rewatch and like look for the seeds of fraud that Jen drops like in her life.
Look too hard.
No, and right away the opening scene after the crime flashback, of course it has to go right to Jen because we need to juxtapose the arrest with how she lives her life before the arrest. So we open the season and Jen's on the phone with, it says, her second assistant. So, once again, her like Shaw squad, her payroll is deep.
What an honor.
And she's talking to Murillo, who I only say by name because he's like still in her corner. Like they're still bestie boots, which is like, that takes a lot to stand by a hardened criminal.
Are they related? Or did I make that up?
It's possible.
Can't be sure. There's always, at any given moment, there's like 13 Shaw Squad assistants and then like 8 family members in her Shaw chalet. So like, I'm always confused if like, is this a relative?
Yeah.
Is this an employee? Is this a relative that you employ? Like, I never
Mary,
know.
because Mary has a relative that she employs. Like, remember in our season 1 recap, we talk about how her like maid is her cousin.
Her, like,
I don't
cousin
know. We
that
talked
she
about
actually...
it once before. Go find it.
Right? Yeah, you can go back and stream.
Go listen to us to talk about it. We already did this, but that does exist in the Salt Lake. So. Valid point. But she has Lisa over because they moved from their like original huge house, the Shah Ski Chalet. Wow, that's a tongue twister. And they moved to a new one, which is also, I believe, just a big ass rental. Like it's massive. It's huge. It looks just as big as the first one, really. I think it's a little smaller technically.
Wait, they're in a different house?
It's a different house. Then the season 1 house is different than the season 2 house. So like that's also like, oh, what's going on here? Why did you have to move out of your house? And why are you renting a house? Like, what's going on? Like,
I didn't even clock that.
Another callback to our Potomac episode. Why is China buying your house? Like, what's going on? What's going on with your house? Like, what do you?
Right,
I don't
the
really
famous
get it.
episode where you posed a question that truly had nothing to do with what was actually going on. But here, there's more of a basis for that question, because it truly is one of those things where, you think back to the reunion again. We talked about this in season 1. Go back and stream it. But the reunion when Andy asked her, and Andy doesn't ask a lot of women.
I love that. I love that segment. So
when
what
he was like,
do you do for work?
What do you do? Because we've been getting a lot of viewer questions. And the thing is, like, Housewives, obviously there are gradients of how wealthy these women are. But Andy, does not ask a lot of women like what they do, and viewers don't necessarily care that much about what they do. But the fact that it was so in your face and so extravagant caused him to ask, and she didn't have. Her answer was like, well, I do. So it's sort of like lead marketing, and we get emails, and so it was honestly like, it was kind of the fraud that she's talking about, but she didn't say the way that it was illegal.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that does kind of make you feel like maybe she had to have known what she was doing was illegal, but like, that doesn't, if you're asking someone what they do because you see so much excess, you're expecting an answer that clears that up. Oh, okay, duh. Like, you're like a plastic surgeon or whatever. When you hear someone
Nobody
say,
really cares until you like demonstrate like way too much stuff, because then it's like, wait a second, how, like, this doesn't add up. It creates a dissonance in our brains of like, I'm not going to start adding it up until I start seeing 72 staff members and a new
60K
massive rental, like
a $60K birthday party for a woman you don't even like. And my thing is, once you get an answer, like, what do you do? Like, I want to know because you have so much stuff. And then the answer is like a garbled mess. It's like, if you have that much money, you should be able to give a clear answer of how you have that money. You know what I mean? Like, so.
And if you're doing, like, you're making ostentatious displays, so you should expect that people are going to wonder where your money is coming from. Like,
what a concept. What a concept.
But whatever. So yeah, she has a new rental. She has Lisa over for the fraud tour. Like, she shows her like all the nooks and crannies of the fraud house. And basically what we learn, like, as we all know as Housewives fans, the first episode is a lot of setup of reminding you where the women are at, updating you on new changes. So the changes with Jen is that her and Shariff were having some marriage troubles, and that he, like, actually for the first time was like, I'm gonna leave you. And like, as she's telling Lisa this, a montage of her insane behavior from season 1 is playing. She's like, yeah, I think it got a little too far. It's like all the clips of her throwing stuff, screaming, like, so Makes sense, but they seem to be working it out, and they're all good. Meredith and Seth are also kind of still rocky, but are on the mend, and they're in another new rental, as Meredith always is, because she doesn't own a house, I don't think, anywhere. Clock that. Whitney is doing well. Her opening scene is one that we probably all will recognize, because it's when she drops that damn cake on the ground 3 different times. I didn't even clip it because it's kind of long, because she drops it actually 3 separate times. Maybe we'll post that clip on Insta as a little meme, a little archive. Jot that down. And y'all can still watch it, because she is funny. Like, she's just a little sweet drunk stepmom. Actually a stepmom, which is a forgotten thing of her lore, that Justin has like 3 to 4 grown adult children that she's like much closer in age to. Like, that's awkward.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know. I only know Bobby Rose. Oh, I know she has Brooks.
Brooks and Bob.
Because I just rewatched this. It's just those 2?
The OGs of the SLC are they're her children are Bobby and Brooks. And then Justin had somewhere between 3 and 4 adult male children with a former lover.
When are we getting next gen SLC with Brooks and Bobby Rose as the leads?
We need it. And I will be the number 1 watcher. I will be making edits. I will be in the streets telling people, go home tonight and stream next gen SLC with the Bobby Rose and the Electra Katzenevas.
She's got probably a lot to spill these days, I'm sure.
They both do. Like, let's honestly
true.
Andy, get the cameras up.
Andy.
That's foul. That's foul. I'm like, record these kids as their family go through trauma.
Well, I know Electra is actually, none of them are adults, so probably not the most
they're like,
ethical.
I think under 15. Like, I don't even think they're like light adults. I think they're youths.
I think the only children we could actually get for that would be Heather Gay's children and Lisa Barlow's children, and nobody wants.
And
that.
I wrote this down when I was watching a solo Heather scene, but it's not really important, so we'll bring it up now. Heather Gay's daughters have no charisma. I'm sure they're lovely, lovely children, but like they're no big Brianna Gunvalson. Like, they're not bringing like that energy of like a housewife kid I actually care about. Like, in a scene with them, they're not bringing it.
But that is endearing in a different way. Like,
in a real person way, yes.
In a real person, like, to me, I always love seeing when a housewife has a really great relationship with their children, and I don't need to be entertained necessarily by the children. I always love seeing, oh, you guys just have a real relationship. And the fact that, they don't have the charisma, but also they're like, they all clearly love each other. And it's like, that to me is worth watching. Like, it's the same thing I feel with Cynthia and her daughter or child. Same thing I feel with
but
Giselle
I think
and her
Noelle's
children.
got some star power. I think Adore, Angel, Grace got some star power. I think they got more star power than the gays. But which again isn't even shade. Like,
it's
be
not
normal.
shade.
Like,
but
that's fine.
I do actually. But like, I don't dislike them. Is what I'm saying. Like,
oh no, sorry, I'm not like trying to incite hate against the gay girls.
Yeah. No, I not to put that in your mouth. That's not what you were saying either. But I'm so
sorry to the gay children.
Well, I think that they just clearly don't, like, I get what you're saying. They aren't on camera, like, thinking, oh, this is my moment. They're on camera for their mom. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but it's still cute. They still have a good relationship. Anyway, that was just moving on from that. We love you, gay children.
God bless. Now the opposite. No star power, and I don't like them. Let's talk about Jenny Nguyen and her entire family, because they're all annoying in all different ways. Like, it's like there are moments where like you could feel bad for Jenny because her husband is like objectively evil, but Jenny is like also kind of evil and racist too. So it's hard to even feel bad for her, and her kids are annoying.
Watching it back, you know that. So it's like, right. I think when I first watched it, I definitely did have like this desire for her to do well, because there really aren't a lot of Asian housewives generally.
It's true.
So I was like, I really want, that to be, I think that's important. And then obviously it all crashes and burns and there's racism and blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, now you watch it back and it's like, I honestly like I skip her scenes. I don't really fucking care.
I do some as well. But if you don't remember Jenny, basically, she has a couple of children with her husband, Dewey, D-U-Y, which honestly, I like that name. I do. I like
I don't
Dewey.
dislike it, yeah. Wish it was on a better
So
man.
that's the one nice thing I'll say about him because there's really nothing else to say. Her opening scene is Lisa is coming over, kind of like that intro scene of like, this is how we know this person. Lisa's son is friends with Jenny's eldest son, so like there's a connection there. They basically say they've known each other for a long time. They met like at a school thing or something like that.
Is that true, or is that our convoluted little connection that they give us each time?
I think it's true because they tell this story like multiple times about how they like one of them like tapped the other on the shoulder to say something, and they turned around and they were both pregnant and their bellies bumped, which like that sounds real to me. Like that doesn't sound like a made up story. And both of them, at least in little moments I was watching, they both bring it up. So I actually think they are long-term friends. Which in Salt Lake, I do think there's real friendships in a lot of the people we get brought onto the show. Like we're not getting like a Heather Dubrow dropped into the cast type situation. Like it seems like they all kind of know them. But
yeah.
But yeah, Lisa goes over there. Jenny's whole freak family is there. Lisa goes with Jack. She brings Vita tequila with her, which I wanted to bring up just for the sole fact of imagine if Jenny was like Kelly Ben-Simone. That Vita tequila package would have been
that would have triggered
World
the fuck
War
out of her.
III. She would have been like, Lisa's trying to kill me. Like, why did she bring me this?
I low-key feel like you could say that.
Bethany coded.
You could say Whitney is the Kelly Ben-Simone in that situation. Like Whitney wouldn't. I mean, with what happened last season, she lent her some Vita tequila, and then that caused a whole problem with them because the bartenders were fucking drinking it and dropping shit and breaking shit. So
I know, they're always going to be fighting. Jenny, for Jenny's background, if you do care, before we found out Jenny was a racist, we sort of cared about her background. So we'll talk about it. She's an immigrant from Vietnam. Her family has a very like intense story about leaving Vietnam. Like they lived through the war. They escaped on like a boat where like they had to like go like hold on to like underneath the boat like until they got out of sight. Like it was very like intense. They were caught trying to escape and put into like an internment camp for like immigrants trying to escape, and the only reason they got out was because like Catholic Church came and like did like a mission and like rescued them all, and that's how they became Catholic. Like she converted to Catholicism because of this big escape, and she converted to Christianity because of that, and then she got with Dewey, who's Catholic. So they're not Mormon, they're just Catholic. And they have a very weird relationship like right away before we even get into like a lot of their like sticky stuff. Jenny is in a confessional and she's like, my husband's all right. Like I'm only really attracted to him from the neck down. Like he's not all that. I'm like,
honestly,
not
though,
her
like,
calling him a butterface on live television. Like that's a little bit crazy.
But did she lie though?
He's not ugly. Like you could have an uglier face. Like if you're gonna say that about your husband, like he should be a troll in the face. Like
that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's
I mean, like
me as
the casual gay guy, like watcher. I'm like, well, I can see that, but she like fully had a family with him.
If a man said that about his wife in a confessional and said, "I'm only attracted to her from the neck down," like she's got a great body.
Okay, well, when you flip the script, I guess if we are enforcing,
not to take up for
if
men,
we're enforcing the patriarchy today, then you're right. That would be a X, a big X.
But we stand with her because Dewey's a freak, which we'll get to later. Meredith, a little bit of Meredith background too. Her dad like just recently passed away. So that's obviously a big thing, as it would be for anybody. It's something she's like actively dealing with. A lot of similar themes to our Scary Island episode, really.
It's important to this season too. Like that comes up a lot.
It does, yeah. We have direct conflict about that. Jen and Heather are like in a weird friendship space because Jen, it seems like in between season 1 and season 2, was just an absolute demon on social media, not only to Heather but also to Brooks and like other castmates. Pretty much everyone besides Lisa is what the women say as we go through the season. But it on Instagram towards Heather, she was like liking things, and she reposted an Instagram story where someone said like, Heather Gay is an evil lying racist. Like I do not like ever want to see her on my TV. And like Jen Shaw was like, yes, like Add to story.
Period. Period. Repost, like, comment, subscribe.
She was like, yes, I'm gonna share that one. Like, I like that.
Wow, that resonates.
And Mary, Whitney, Meredith, and Heather, which I just think is so funny. Like, we will never see this group of 4 together ever again. But this group is having like a lunch, and they're basically like, Heather, like, why do you want to be friends with her? Like, when she called you an evil, lying racist, basically. And Heather says this insane thing. She goes, well, I mean, she doesn't say it to my face. And also, she fills me up with so much friendship juice, I get drunk on it. Direct quote from Heather Gay. I'm so uncomfortable and scared and afraid.
What? Friendship juice?
She's drunk on her friendship juice, and that's why she can't be mad at her for calling her an evil, lying racist.
I mean, like, Heather... The thing is, Heather at this time, she was fully an alcoholic on the friendship juice with Jen, because this was, if y'all recall, this was like, Heather would not say a single bad thing about Jen. I mean, okay, we also have to discuss the fact that, like, drunk on friendship juice, maybe also scared of her. Like, maybe also terrified of her. But Heather,
right,
the journey that she takes on Housewives, she is very much not her own person. She derives her self-worth based on the people who like her and give her validation and make her feel like she's worthy, even if that's like playing the sidekick role. So like, this tracks.
No, it's true. And the women like are at this point are like starting to pick up on the fact that Heather has like this weird like obsession with her friendship with Jen. So they kind of like move on after she says this weird thing about, I mean, what do you say back to that? Like, you deal with your friendship juice somewhere else. Mary has a confessional. It's like, I don't want any part of that juice. Like, don't serve me the juice. Like, I don't want that. That's weird. And it is weird. So they like move on, and they're basically like, no, Jen's been rude to all of us online. Like, Mary's like, she's called me a racist. Like, she hit me first, and now she's on to Heather. And Meredith's like, right, she's been extremely homophobic in regards to my son and my family. And this is when we talk about Jen's feud. I guess we have to call it a feud. Jen's feud with Brooks Marks, which started in season 1. Again, go back and listen to our season 1 recap and you can get all the nitty-gritty details. But basically, they have this weird argument because Brooks said he saw Jen Shah's vagina, and Jen takes this really personally and like goes online and likes a bunch of posts against Brooks, and a lot of them are calling him like a twink. Can I even say that? A lot of them are calling him like a twink. And another one is like, I want Jen to turn around and call Brooks a little sissy bitch, and like it's like
slap Brooks and call him a sissy bitch.
And it's like liked by Jen Shah. And so Meredith is really upset. She's like, I want an apology for Brooks. I want an apology for my entire family. Like, not only did they already have this weird beef, but then she went online afterwards and like, and Meredith is like, Brooks has never even spoken about his sexuality, which like, yeah, but like,
yeah,
girl.
like technically, but like, has he indicated that the things that we all see are not indicative of the truth?
I felt like that was a little bit like, all right, focus on the other parts of that. Like that don't put that in the argument. Like, that's like not really like, I mean, I get it, yes, but like at the end of the day, like, he didn't really ever like come out, did he? Didn't we just like know?
I think, well, and honestly, also like, I feel like, isn't that every parent's dream, is for their kid to just be who they are and not have to like come out about it? So in my head, Meredith knew that, and for her to like act like, obviously she could have just been like, I don't like that you're attacking my son and calling him names. It doesn't matter whether it's about his sexuality or not, but don't like make it about like, well, he's not even gay, so like,
yes. Yeah, literally.
Girl.
Because girl, right. And this kind of like creates a little bit of a rift. Not like, I wouldn't call it a huge rift, but like there's awkwardness between Lisa and Meredith because Lisa and Jen are very close at this time. So like naturally Meredith is a little bit like, why are you, if you're my girl, why are you all up with her after, like, while she's actively going online and like liking stuff about my son, which like fair. But Lisa is very up the Jen Shah tunnel. I don't know why. Like, I feel like this is forgotten about, that Lisa also does a lot of justifying and like defending Jen.
They were all, Meredith was kind of on an island by herself for a while because they were all drinking the juice or like afraid of her. It was really Mary and Meredith, which is maybe why they bonded at the beginning.
Which actually I think starts to form right now. Like, I think this is the season where Mary and Meredith start to bond because they watch the other women kind of like do laps around this, like trying to like make justifications, even though Meredith does go back on it and then she ends up like becoming friends with Jen again after, like during the trial, but whatever, we're not there yet. But Lisa like tries to defend Jen. She's like, Brooks did speak about her vagina, Meredith. Like, Jen has also been mistreated. Like, this is like, okay, it's ridiculous. And honestly, my opinion on this is like, you know, the beautiful expression of two things can be true at once, which is such a true thing to say. I think both Jen like should not obviously be liking these tweets about Brooks or like engaging in really anything about him online. Like, if she was smart, she would have just deaded it, like, because you don't need to be fighting with a small gay child, basically. But at the end of the day, Brooks did want to hop in and play with the big wives, and then to like act all like, like this is too much. Like, don't put your son in a feud with one of the other housewives and then be shocked that he's in a feud with a housewife. Like, he wanted this. Like, he showed up on that set and made a conflict with Jen Shah so he could have screen time. Like, so don't play that like this was so like, oh, Brooks is such a victim. Like, not really. Like
no, he's not. And it really bothers me that he like chose to have a role, like he chose to have a role that was bigger than other housewife children roles on the show, but then like can't like laugh off a fucking tweet or whatever, liking it. Like, he is not somebody who should be on reality TV. There's nothing enjoyable about watching him on reality TV. He doesn't have, like, he's annoying, he's whiny, and I really don't understand what the appeal was for deciding, like, oh, we're gonna make like the gay son kind of have like a bigger role, but like he is not what you kind of expect when you think about like housewife gay son. Like, we're not getting any of that, like, queen out with your mom, like, oh my god, let's talk about the drama, sis. Like, it's just like, she talked about my vagina. It's like, she did not.
Let's
like,
talk
oh my
about
god,
the drama, sis. No, all we get is ugly fashions and a half-assed feud with Jen Shah about her vagina. Like, this is ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. So something that we have to contend with is that at the reunion, season 1, Heather was coming in hot against Jen. She was really, really mad at Jen. Jen was kind of apologizing to everybody, you know, rightfully so. Jen kind of just like always gets herself in trouble. But Heather was really, really hurt by Jen. So they haven't been good since the reunion. And then on top of what you just said, there have been a lot of posts. There have been a lot of posts, number one, calling her a racist, but also evil lying racist. There was also DMs that Jen had sent where she was calling Heather Shrek, and just, you know, she's fat shaming her. She's calling her a racist. She's being absolutely fucking horrific.
My
to
poor
her.
Heather. I wish I had been your mother at this time. I wish I could have protected you. Like,
no, literally.
I'm so sad for her. Like, the amount of how low her self-esteem had to have been to put up with this stuff is so sad, actually. Like,
yeah. So Jen calls her and is like, I would like to, let's make up. They go to meet at this like crazy ice labyrinth maze situation. Heather, Jen like surprises her. Like, Heather shows up and she's like, where am I at? Like, it's this like giant fucking ice tunnel or whatever, and Jen like surprises her by like sledding out from this random like ice tunnel and like almost hitting her with her sled. And Heather's like, this is the thing, like, Jen is full of gimmicks and all these women are like, oh, she's fun though, like, so they kind of like let it all slide.
Right,
Heather's
and she's
mainly
got money,
upset,
and she's always like taking them also on like extravagant activities and bringing gifts too. Like, not to say that I think any of them are like doing this for like that, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, I'd be more responsive to an apology if it was in an ice cave and I knew that she was probably going to give me something if I accepted her apology, low-key. Maybe not forgive evil lying racist, but
no. Well, and also
smaller.
remembered, she said things like, "Hey, honey, boo boo," and she said like, "Heather is such an actress, but the only roles she would ever get are that of a manatee." Like she said that literally, like she said crazy shit. And one of them, the "Hey honey boo boo," like Heather, they're sitting down talking and she's showing her DMs that someone sent her, and it's like literally Jen Shah's account, "Hey honey boo boo," like trying to like mimic Heather or whatever. And she's like, Jen's whole thing is, "I didn't send that, somebody had my account," which we've heard that before. Like, girl,
Right. She like that's what she does with the Brooks things eventually too. The ultimate excuse is I don't run my own social media. Like that's I have to speak to my
right.
team, which is like
But
such a like it
you have a
represents
team member.
you. Like
Yeah, your team member should be running everything by you, and that's just a lie. Obviously, you have control over your account. You're not like the president, so it's not like Murillo or whatever is like just, "Oh, I'll pretend to be you." And even if he did, like, you still fucking sent that.
and like obviously
So
they thought it would have been okay by you to do so. Like you're the like the responsibility falls on you. Like it doesn't really matter who was doing it. Like at the end of the day, it's your display name that's getting shown to everyone online. Like you know how
right,
the Bravo fans are. Like everyone is gonna see every little DM, like every little response, even if it's just to one fan. It's gonna go everywhere. Like tweet likes are gonna get posted on Instagram. Like Jen Shah has liked this. Like, it's gonna get blown up. So she knows.
she knows that.
Yeah.
So Heather is talking to her about how she's upset about being called racist. Jen starts to cry. She's making it about herself. And she feels like she's the victim in this friend group because she feels like everyone is always making her the villain and asking her to apologize. And she sort of does make it about race. And she says like she feels like she's different. She's treated differently by the group because she's brown. And Heather hops in her confessional and goes, she's treated differently because of her temper, not because of her skin color. And like, I think that she, especially at this time, this was like the George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, COVID era. I feel like we would all be sympathetic to that if we didn't have a montage of her screaming at people, splashing the producers with water, throwing her glass. Like, Jen is known calling Mary a grandpa fucker. Like, Jen is known to lose her temper. And so when that happens, naturally, you will probably have to apologize to people for the way you treated them. So
Right.
that's not really like working in this situation. But ultimately, Heather does forgive Jen. She says she'll be with her, but she just wants her to promise to like stop talking shit about her behind her back. And Jen does apologize for calling Heather racist. Jen's whole MO really is that she always loves to bring it back to how like it's unfair that people, she like, if you've hurt 5 people and the fact that all 5 of them are coming back at you saying that you've hurt them, she feels like that's a gang up rather than like, "Oh, because I've hurt you, so obviously all of you are hurt."
It's so irritating.
And she
I hate
also
when people do this to
rarely,
me in real life, but like even watching it is irritating because like she literally
it's manipulative.
Meredith says it eventually. Like it always has to come back to how is it affecting her? Like, okay, yes, I hurt you, but look at what you did to me in response to me hurting you. And it's like that still starts with you hurting me. Like it doesn't really
Right.
matter how I respond because I maybe would have never done that if you hadn't done it first. Like yes, both people can say I'm sorry. Both people can say I hurt you, but it has to start with the person who initiated the conflict. Like, so she doesn't understand, like there's some type of like developmental, like she doesn't really understand it. Like she has like the baby thing where like they can't yet understand other people around them. Like she doesn't get it. It doesn't seem to be there. Or she does get it and doesn't gaff and is really good at pretending she doesn't get it.
She also says that she's been through so much therapy this entire season. She's saying that, well, I don't think it's really working. You should get your money back. You're going to need that money once you go to trial, girl. But she also like just really, it's hard for her to apologize, but she does apologize for calling Heather racist. She doesn't apologize for the fat shaming, but it seems like Heather is happy. Like the biggest thing that Heather wanted her to apologize for was being called a racist. So fair enough. They are ostensibly good now. Heather does say it's gonna take some time, but with Heather, that she's just gonna jump right back in.
It takes no time. And this theme is continued from this ice soiree where they work out their issues because Jen actually throws another ice themed event for an opportunity for her to talk to Meredith and for all the women to get together. But I want this one clip to play because it's called The Seeds of Fraud.
No, like what
you
are
have
we
to wear
doing?
snow gear,
Okay,
warm
gear.
clothes, and I need some like statistics from you. Weight, height, eye color, hair color, and your full name on your ID.
Is this an
And I'm
excursion?
not stealing your identity.
Oh no, yeah, please do not steal my identity. Jen,
So are you in?
I'm in. What are we doing?
We're ice fishing, but don't tell everyone.
Okay. Wait, so why do you need all my stats? Am I going to end up under ice?
Well, we need to know the weight and everything because.
Oh my gosh. To stand on the ice?
Yes.
No.
Lisa, watch out. Like, Lisa was almost a victim. Like, maybe she was. Like, she needs to check the Vita bank balance because even if you do need to know the weight for ice fishing, like, so that way that you don't die and, like, fall through the ice, why do you need her hair color, eye color, and her full government from her ID?
Also, like, it is kind of crazy how many instances of, like, joking about something being off and they have no idea what actually is, like, about to happen, and then it's like,
Right.
wait, like,
She's
was
playing
there
in their
subconscious-
faces. Like, they had no idea she was going to play in their face. They had no idea.
They
no
were
idea.
all the purple fish from SpongeBob.
They're just like me. We're at the door. Like, they were at the door, and Jen literally just plays in their face the entire time. It's wild. Like, don't steal. I won't steal your identity.
Well,
my.
why would you do that, Jen?
But yeah, ice fishing is like not inconsequential. Besides that, Meredith and Jen go at each other about the homophobic Brooks feud, and Jen is playing dumb, like, I don't even know about this. Like, I don't do my own social media. I don't know about it. And Meredith does her like classic like, I can't take the projecting, the deflecting, and the lying anymore. Like, I'm out of here. Like, this is homophobic. Like, I'm leaving if you're going to be homophobic to my son. Like, so she storms off, basically, from the ice fishing.
She, like, has to walk so far to get off the ice. It's like kind of like your dramatic exit, like, is blunted by the fact that you're walking for like 30 minutes, like, in the background. That's like, she's like, I'm still so mad. I'm gonna leave.
And
I'm
you're
gonna
in
get
like
the
dead
fuck outta
silence
here."
because you're in the middle of nowhere on a ice frozen lake, like with 5 people.
Yeah, so I mean, like, they don't really, Jen, like, refuses to just say, like, I'm sorry. She's like, it wasn't me, I don't run my social media, and Meredith is like, I'm not gonna deal with this. And honestly, like, I don't blame her. Like, that's such an annoying deflection. Like, I'm okay if you're not gonna be a fucking big girl and just be like, yeah, sorry, like, that was uncalled for, like, we have nothing else to talk about.
Right. It's such an offensive thing that if you're not going to immediately take accountability and apologize, then I'm not going to waste my time on this. Like, there's nothing to debate here. Like, you did something wrong. Either you're apologizing or I'm moving on. So in a sense, I mean, Meredith is objectively right. Like, it would be crazy if she didn't take a stance on this. Like, to be like, yeah, go ahead.
Like, I'm not going to sit down
like
and
those.
fucking cut a hole in the ice and start fishing. Like, that's, first of all, like, do I even want to do that to begin with, let alone with your ass over here? No. So, like, but Lisa is begging Meredith to stay and finish talking to Jen. She's, like, trying to console her, and then in typical Lisa fashion, she's trying to, like, relate to the situation. So she's like, okay, I understand, like, what it's like to, like, when somebody comes after your son. Like, for example, when Jack was 3, someone said he had a big head, and it really upset me. And Meredith is...
Wait,
Meredith
that was good. Like... We're really taking liberties with the accents these past couple episodes. But I hope that y'all are liking it. Like, I hope it's adding a level of...
I've been taking some classes
cinema.
for you guys.
And I clearly haven't, because mine never sound like a dialect that exists on the planet Earth.
Your Yolanda Hadid was pretty good, I will say.
I don't think that's true. I think Yolanda would disagree, but...
So
digress.
basically, like, Jen, I guess, decides, like, okay, like, I'm putting this to bed. She walks up to Meredith. She says sorry. She says she never wants to hurt Brooks. Meredith says thank you. But, like, Meredith gets to this point where, like, and this happens so much with her, like, I feel like she oftentimes wants to just exit the situation, and these women never let her. So by the time she actually gets resolve, I feel like she's, like, so mad that, like, it doesn't even fucking matter. She's like, all right, thanks, I do want to leave still. So it's kind of where she's at. And Jen still doesn't admit that she, like, did this herself. She's like, I'll handle this with my social media people, which is... No, okay. Like,
right. She keeps saying, like, I understand that I ultimately have to take responsibility because it's my team, but I'm gonna go speak with them. Like she tries to like first like say I like she almost gets it with like it is ultimately my fault, like even if it is
Right.
my team, but then to like cut it with like and I'm gonna go address it with them. Like you need to address it with you first, mama, and then maybe with them if this was really your team, but like I really
Right.
doubt that. Like
It's so fucking stupid. So we get introduced to Angie Harrington, the original Angie H, and she's throwing a casino party. So it was, I guess, like she did a lineage ancestry test and found out that she and Whitney are like cousins. They're like related distantly or something.
yeah, which
So
means
they've
she's
been
like distant from Heather too. Like they're all in the like
right.
Mormon cousin web.
So they've been getting close, and that has been really bothering Lisa, who's also friends with Angie, but Lisa's not good with Whitney at the moment. So there is this like tension. Angie has her casino party. It's like a gambling night, and Angie tells Whitney that Lisa told her not to acknowledge her as like her cousin. Like she didn't. She said like unfollow her and like I don't want you to be talking about her as a cousin or whatever. So she's Lisa is, and obviously, like, we don't know if she literally said, like, she's not your cousin, don't say that, or if it was more of just, like, I don't like that you're becoming friends with her, like, that she's been, like, horrible to me or whatever, but she literally says she was told she can't say that Whitney's her cousin. And then the main source of drama here is that right before Angie's party, she got a text message from her caterers, and they're this like couple who owns a restaurant in Salt Lake City, and they told her that they actually couldn't cater her party anymore for some reason, like they couldn't leave their restaurant or something. But this was 5 hours after she had told Lisa that she's friends with Whitney. So now she's thinking, oh, that's convenient. This timeline, I just had a conversation with Lisa. Now suddenly I feel like I'm being retaliated against, and Lisa does know these people very well. So she tells Whitney that this is a Bruin, and Angie sits with Lisa. She brings up the caterer at the party. Which, by the way, Lisa does not acknowledge Whitney at the party. She like goes straight past her and goes, Jenny, hi Jenny, and she ignores Whitney completely. So Angie brings Lisa to like a different room. And she's like, hey, I think that you texted these people and told them not to cater my party because I told you that I'm friends with Whitney. I think you're retaliating against me. Lisa recruits like Jen. She recruits Meredith to come to the room. And Lisa's obviously denying everything. She's like, I feel so weird. I feel so weird right now. I feel so weird. This is so weird. And then Angie's asking Meredith if like Jen gets in the way of her friendship with Lisa. So it becomes this whole kind of convoluted conversation between like the women where you can tell Angie's sort of angling for like a maybe I want a snowflake next season kind of vibe. Meredith says like that like Lisa's friendship with Jen hasn't gotten in the way of their friendship, but they have talked about it. Lisa starts crying. She's like so upset. And then Whitney comes in, which doesn't help things. And Lisa's literally like, Whitney, why are you in here? Like, get out. You're not wanted here.
Well, and
And
what's so crazy about like I mean, as any SLC watcher knows, the Lisa Whitney beef is something that like is never really gonna go away. Like even when they're good, they have like kind of like a playful like frenemy vibe. But what's so crazy to me about this is after this scene, like they end up having a sit down like to try and squash their beef. And Lisa, like Whitney's straightforward, is like, is there anything I do that bothers you? Like, is there something about me that just like rubs you the wrong way? Like, I'm down to hear it. Like, genuinely let me know because I don't understand it. Like, what have I done to you? Like, I really don't get it. And Lisa's like, nothing. Like, girl, I love you. Like, after literally dissing her for like an entire season and a half. Like, after many confessionals of Lisa literally being like, there's just many things she does that bother me. And Whitney is literally like, is there anything I do that bothers you? And Lisa's like, girl, no. Like,
no,
what are you
I
talking about?
freaking
We're
love
good.
you.
So like that's just insane to me. Like I mean, like they like always kind of go to these like they're fighting and then they have like a resolution and then they fight again. So like it's not even
Yeah.
really notable, but it is just funny. Like this scene like goes off and like you'd think she would have like wanted to close that off like after all of this Whitney stuff, but she just completely drops it, which is like a housewife failed to me. Like that you messed that up. Like you did not carry this feud the right way.
No. I mean, I also think that you just have to be, like, honest. Like, what's clearly, like, this is, they're always beefing. Like, what is the actual problem? And they
Or
both,
don't be honest, but then don't make a big stink and then like have a sit
Right.
down and be like, everything's great. Like Whitney's
Right.
kind of like, okay, if you say so, like I'm asking you. Like
yeah. I mean,
And
but
Lisa's
Lisa,
like-
that's why people think she's sort of this operator where, like, everything is strategic. Like, okay, she's acting nice to me. There has to be some ulterior motive because I know that she actually doesn't like me. So that's why Lisa has this, like, reputation. So anyway, Whitney tells Lisa that Angie said she wasn't allowed to follow her on social media because of Lisa. Lisa, like, her whole thing, she gets up and cries. She's like, I'm leaving. She tells Angie she's heartbroken by this whole situation. She and John leave. And Whitney kind of has this confessional where she's like, Lisa, like, she starts crying when she knows she's caught. She leaves when she knows she's wrong and, like, is being challenged. And, like, she kind of has her, like, whole MO. And that's, like, kind of where they're at. They're not
Right,
in a
and
good
then
place at the moment.
the aforementioned sit down happens and they kind of peace.
Well, yeah, they do have their sit down where they do have peace, but that sit down is really funny because it's at the restaurant. So Lisa picked the restaurant.
So no, there's two. There's
this
there's
is
a
a
sit
different
down
one.
before that one. Yeah. So like I'm just kind of skipping over it because it really is just Lisa being like, "We're good, mama." Like slay.
Okay.
Like so they have a one-on-one basically at the request of their husbands because Justin and John really get along, which is why they end up going out as a foursome after they squash the beef one-on-one. So like they're good, and then to show their husbands that they're good, they set up a double date. And since we're introducing it, let's talk about that, and then we can double back to some Jenny Dewey horror stories. But tell us
Right.
about this double date.
So it's Justin, Whitney, it's Lisa, it's John, and they are going out to dinner. They're having a double date, and Lisa picked the restaurant. The restaurant is owned by the two caterers who pulled out of Angie's event, and they're talking about, you know, we're so happy we're having a double date. Like, this is so cute. Like, we never get to do this. And then the two caterers come out and they're basically just like, hi, welcome. And then they look at Lisa and they're like, it's so crazy what Angie's doing to you. It's so unfair. Like, we literally, like, didn't pull out because of any we just couldn't leave the restaurant. Like, so, like, they're, like, fully kind of jumping straight into this, like, defense of Lisa, which seems very put on, obviously. And Whitney's like, stop. Like, stop whatever is going on right now. She's like, this is staged. She's like, you pretended to be my friend for like a week just so you could have this moment where they come up and exonerate you, and I would
Which
be like,
does make sense in line with like the very fake, like, no, we're all good, girly. Like, let's just go have a dinner. Like, it does kind of all add up to like, oh, it was just like a setup to like end up making Whitney look dumb. And, speaking of the purple fish SpongeBob meme, that's Whitney on this show. Like, she's a lot smarter than the women like try to pass her up to be. It's actually a very similar thing that happens to Ashley Darby in Potomac, just because they're like the young hot one. The other women think like they don't really like, they're not going to clock what's happening. And they're clocking what's happening. It's Whitney even more so than Ashley, I think, even though I think both of them are cunning in their own kind of messy way. But like Whitney is on to her, and Lisa like just kind of thought that this would go over like completely fine. And it's like, no, like Whitney was confused already after that weird lunch where like she knew that you don't like her and you denied that you don't like her. Like, so already it's weird and she doesn't fully trust this. And then to have this on their first like outing is just like, Lisa, even if you wanted to do this, you should have waited a little bit longer. Like, this is too much of a setup. Like,
Lisa thinks she's sly, but
and
I
she
think
thinks
that
Whitney's really dumb.
she also does think that. I think that the reason I will say, like, now I am changing my tune, but I think the reason it took me a while to get here and the reason I really did not like Lisa Barlow is because I was seeing all this stuff. Like, I fully, like, was seeing the self-obsession, seeing the lack of ability to reflect, seeing the puppeteering, the pulling the strings behind the scenes. Like, there were too many coincidences for it to be Lisa, everyone just wants to hate her. Like, yeah, I do think it's strange that the caterers were pulled out right like 5 hours after you talked to Lisa, and they mentioned Lisa's name in the text. And then you're going to dinner, and then these people come up and immediately look at you and go, "It's so crazy."
Right.
Like, I'm sorry.
That
That's too
confirms
much.
it. Like, why would you do this? Because you just took away any speculation that this couldn't have been you. Because now with them coming up, like, it's obvious that you were, like, somehow involved in this. If anything, just to be like, can you come over and, like, exonerate me? Even if she didn't actually do it. Like, to ask them to come over and do that is so
It's
calculated and, like, performative. So
Yeah.
it completely kills the progress that they're making. And it becomes kind of like a group, you know, one of those conflicts that kind of drags on a little too long is this catering
Yeah,
thing. Like,
but
it carries on.
I will say, like, Whitney, I give her props. She pushes back. She and kind of Lisa have it, like, Lisa's denying it. But then Whitney says, look, I want to move forward with you. I do want to be friends, but we have to stop talking about the past. Like, whenever it comes up, let's just squash it and move on. So they do actually, this is a productive dinner. They do move on, and they ultimately, like, put all this aside so we don't have to have it dragged out anymore. And so I do thank her for that. That was pretty big of her.
Dude, my girl gets such a bad rep. I mean, if you're like a loyal Stassi's backhander or you've been with us for honestly probably even like 2 episodes, I probably revealed this about myself. But I'm such a Whitney Rose ride or die. That is my Shayla, my mama, my sister. And people do her so wrong. Like, she's clocked the hell in. And everyone likes to pretend like she's not. But especially like rewatching this season 2, I'm like, God, she's picking up on everything. And she's so clocked in when the Jen arrest happens. Like,
yeah.
Miss Girl works. Miss Girl shows up and works for that check. Like, don't play in her face. Everyone wants to play in Miss Rose's face. And she's a good housewife. And I will not take otherwise. But let's double back actually, because let's talk a little bit about Jenny Dewey, because we gotta talk a little bit about it, even though it's like not relevant to all of our big things. But Jenny and Dewey, they have what, like 3 or 4 kids? They have a few kids.
Yeah.
They have one girl, I think, and a few boys. And Jenny has had a lot of pregnancies. Like, she's been pregnant 13 different times and only had 3 kids. And like just recently, she had another like miscarriage or a stillbirth or like, you know, something. She wasn't able to carry her last girl to term. So because of this, like, Dewey is like, we need to have another kid. And he wants even more than just one. Like, he constantly, like, it's kind of in the way where men get weird about having like a family and carrying on the bloodline, where they're like, I need all these children. Like okay, like, don't be a weirdo. Like,
apparently also she mentions, like, in the Vietnamese culture, having a lot of kids signals like wealth. So I think like there's that component of it too. It does. She's just like,
have wealth to have a lot of kids.
I can't do that. Yeah. She's just like, I fucking cannot do that. Like, I can't, and I won't put my body through that. And this is when he asks her if we should have a sister wife. And
because she's like, is saying like, I can't have a child. So he says,
she's like, I won't do it. Like, it's not a physical possibility for me. Like, I'm done. And he keeps pushing, and he asks her if they should have a sister wife. And she like storms off. She's like, fucking no.
Yeah, she's like, hell no, dude. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And like, actually, what is wrong with you? And he has a confessional, which my stance on husband confessionals is that I never, ever want them. And you can take this to the highest court in the land. Never. It doesn't matter who you are. I seriously never. Oh my God, I'm about to throw up. Like, I actually never want to see it. Especially if you're Dewey. And if Dewey's going to pop on my confessional booth and say, he goes, polygamy is very normal. I mean, I have a patient who has 6 wives and 50 children, and they all go to college. They're great kids, upstanding citizens. It's just the best thing ever. Like, well, I don't see why not. Like, I want to have all these children. And you know, he literally is trying to kill her. Like, 13 pregnancies and only 3 kids is a medieval birth rate. Like, you would think that was a woman, like, living back during the plague. Like, that is a crazy, like, she's not meant to have more children. Like, something in her body is not working the right way. Like, it will kill her. Like,
and also, he's traumatized from their last stillbirth, and you want to try that again and see if that happens again. Like, that might be terrible for the both of you. Like,
oh my, it will be. Like, it just,
this is
no
such
matter what.
Disgusting, like, side for one season wonder housewife plot that we have to deal with when it like doesn't even fucking matter. But I do want to transition into this next scene with a clip because this is just a really funny clip.
Today I'm so tired. One of the members in our church, like their daughter, like had a crash.
When?
Today, like last night. and she was ejected from the sunroof and fell down into a neighborhood 30 feet, drop off the freeway.
Is she still alive?
No. I'm excited to be here. Where your seat?
The the dance. I'm excited to be here. She like dances. I'm like,
Which, like, okay, like, BTS, like, Mary has said, like, this actually, like, infuriates her, this clip, because it's, like, in editing. Like, she must have, like, not danced, like, right away, but they, like, edited it to look like she did that.
I mean-
So Mary was, like, really mad about this, like, when she's, or she's just saying that. But, oh my God, I'm so sorry to that woman who died in the accident. But once upon a time, Blake and some of our friends were discussing this clip and that line, and I tried to draw a little diagram because let's all like take a walk for 1 second. Ejected out the sunroof of the car, fell down into a neighborhood. Fell 30 feet. So were we on like a highway on like in like, you know, like an up high one, like maybe like a little exit lane, like up in
like
the
a
sky?
bridge, maybe.
'Cause
Like
she's falling down into a neighborhood, down 30 feet, like out the sunroof and up. Like, what projected her out of the sunroof? Like, if you can draw a little diagram, like, you know, draw the car, arrow out of the sunroof, and then woo, like she's going up and then down, but what's shooting her up?
I know.
It's really strange. Like
The
the mechanics
physics
of this.
of it.
Yes. Like ejected out the sunroof.
And her children
Was the
are just
sunroof
like,
open?
I think Whitney gave like an interview once where she was just like, no, I didn't like that she told my kids that. Like, she was like, yeah, that
I
kind of.
posted that once, and I put the caption as like, when you overshare to the wrong group of people, and Whitney like reposted it and put it on her story. Like she was like, yeah, it was the wrong group of people. Like, why was she telling Bobby and Brooks
Group
this?
of people being 2 children. Yeah, like the wrong group of fucking people. I'm happy to be here. Doon, doon, doon. Like, anyway.
Did she die? Did she survive? No.
No. She died upon impact. Her bones were crushed.
Girl, did you hear me? Ejected out the sunroof, fell down into a neighborhood, 30
Like,
feet.
Yeah, you think that you're gonna survive that, little girl?
May
like-
she rest peacefully, this victim.
May she
I'm
rest
so sorry.
peacefully.
Like, I'm genuinely sorry. I hope that whoever you are, you have a sense of humor and you can appreciate that you've brought this joy to us. Because I would
Yeah.
feel that way if it were me. I would
Yeah,
want everyone
I
to
think
joke
that if
about
I
it.
could at least be a cameo on a Real Housewives season where a Real Housewife gets to awkwardly tell children how I died and it becomes like a meme, that's the most you can hope for in death.
I could only hope that when I die, Stassi's backhand will meme a video talking about my accident to her few followers. Like, woohoo!
Okay,
Oh.
moving on. There is a Fresh Wolf event for Lisa, because remember, that's a thing, Fresh Wolf. Lisa's throwing this like charity Fresh Wolf event, and essentially the only important thing to know here is that at this event, a former member of Mary's church approaches Meredith. Meredith is like, I love Mary. We're like really close friends. And he's like, oh, I don't know. Like, I used to be part of that church, but they, she and her husband have done harmful things. And, he's just insinuating that like he left for dark reasons. And Meredith is like, but what was it? And he's like, that's Mary's story to tell. Anyway, I have to go. So like he just kind of plants this little seed and then leaves. And Meredith is like, well, I like Mary. Like I don't want to hold on to this, but I feel like really unsettled because the guy was like, be careful. And so she's
Right.
like, what the fuck?
Lisa like kind of ends up following up on it because she knew him. Like she's talked to him in other settings. So she ends up kind of filling Meredith in. Like we never get like the full Cameron testimony like on camera or like what he actually said. But basically it's like among the allegations of like, there's kind of something amiss in that church. Like Mary acts like she's God. Like people treat her like she's God. Like there are images of her looking like God and they worship it. And like she has a very strange relationship with her congregation is kind of like the overall spark notes we're given.
But you can
about
tell that
the
Lisa, this is one of those incidents where you can tell Lisa knows more than what she's letting on. You can tell that her friendship with that man, Cameron, she has used it to get information for herself about Mary's
Right.
situation.
And he
And
was
you can
invited
tell-
on camera.
And he was invited on camera. You think he just walked up to Meredith randomly? Like, Lisa kind of like left and was like, you guys talk. Like, I think that this goes into the box of like evidence of Lisa being calculated and sort of kind of wanting to push a narrative. So
Yes. And you know what's so wild about this? Who gets blamed for this rumor? But Whitney Wild-Rose. Like, it's wild. It's wild. They play in her face all the time. Like, no, like, this is a Lisa started thing. If you actually analyze the text as your favorite podcast hosts have done, this is a Lisa-driven conflict. You know who also gets blamed for being the BFF of racist Jenny Nguyen? Whitney Wild-Rose. And analyze the text. And it's Lisa Barlow. Like, it's crazy. Like, my girl is innocent of all crimes. Like,
that
whoa.
is fucking wild. That is
Whoa.
fucking wild.
But let's move on to an iconic event.
Yes.
And like, because for right now, all like the cults, like Mary church rumors are just kind of like being saved for later. Like, we're just kind of putting a pin in that. Lisa is setting the stones, but it's not going to come up just yet. They're like going to get Mary at a better time. So that's put on hold. And Mary is having an event. So she's having one of her like Mary Cosby themed kind of kooky events, usually midday. And she's having an Italian cooking event, like a class, and then like, you know, where you kind of cook a little bit, but then they actually prepare it nicely and you sit down and have a nice lunch. Like, they're not actually cooking the whole meal. But she is she has this event and she has like an invite and she's calling all the ladies to let them know about it. She FaceTimes everybody on camera. You know, you see everybody answering, Lisa, Meredith, Jenny, whatever. She calls Whitney. Whitney doesn't answer. You know, in the filming of it, she's just kind of like, oh, okay. But this is a huge, huge issue. And Mary is so pissed off because Whitney doesn't FaceTime her back. Mary calls her 4 times FaceTime in that like one sitting, and Whitney doesn't answer any of them because obviously she's busy. Like, I can't understand people who do that. Like, if you call, obviously I'm not going to answer if I didn't answer 30 seconds ago. Whatever. Mary's really upset. She feels really personally offended by this. Like, and because of that, she decides to send Whitney a different invite. And we'll put the pics up and I'll post them on Instagram too of like the invite she sends Whitney versus what she sends the other women. But what she sends Whitney, I mean, like the details are like, you know, come to the same place. She's not like sending her to a crack house or anything crazy. But that dress is totally different. So Whitney gets like Italian mafia crime boss, sexy wife. And it's like all these like Party City, like slutty costumes, like pinstripe, like little suits, like ass showing, like just like suspenders and like a fedora, like over the boobs. Like, you know, she's setting Whitney up to look crazy, and the rest of the women get like chic Italian fashion week, like Italian rich woman, like, you know, like they're all showing up with like Italian brands. I'm not like fashionable enough to know them. Bottega Veneta, I think Heather mentions, is like one of them. So like they're all showing up like decked out, and Whitney is supposed to show up looking like a hooker, Italian mafia hooker, basically. And she doesn't, because she's like, what in the damn hell is this invite? And she asks Heather, and Heather's like, no, girl, that's not the invite. Like, don't wear that. And Mary then gets mad at her for not following the fake invite. So Mary's already mad about the FaceTime, but then she gets extra mad about her not following the setup that she planned for her, which is crazy. Because, like, to be mad at somebody that they didn't fall into the trap you set for them, like, girl, like, you were trying to make her look a fool and you're mad she didn't look the fool because she's not an idiot. Again, they always think she's like not wise. Like, Whitney
You
is
set her
clocked
up.
into what's going on.
You
Like,
set her up to be a joke. She didn't follow that, and you're mad that she didn't follow the trap you set for her when you could have just told her you were upset she didn't answer your phone call, which is already a stupid thing to be upset about in the first place. I don't understand these women when it comes to communication. They're late, but they don't text people. They call, they're mad, no one answers. Okay, why don't you send a text message like, hey, just called you about this, here's the invite. Like, a lot of these like communication fights are so ridiculous.
it's so ridiculous. And so they get into it pretty quickly because they haven't like spoken. So, and Whitney says, I think in a confessional, like, she's like, I texted her back 2 hours later. Like, I literally responded that same day. And Mary's like, she didn't respond to me for days. And Whitney's like, literally, I responded 2 hours later. Like, just because I didn't answer that one exact And I guarantee you, like, knowing Mary, like, it's because it was on camera and, like, everybody else answered. Like, she's just, like, punishing Whitney for, like, making her look like she doesn't have, like, this, like, instant command of the women on her phone. Like, and so Whitney's whole thing is, like, you know, they're at the Italian cooking class. They all have, like, these aprons on. They're arguing across the table. And Whitney's like, Mary, I was driving carpool. Like, I was driving carpool. I can't answer FaceTime when I'm driving other people's children. And Mary hits her with some
You call
aggression.
me little girl.
You are a little girl, and that's why you didn't call me back for this event.
Mary, I was driving carpool with my children.
Bring your voice down.
It is irresponsible if I FaceTime in a car.
Bring your voice down. You don't yell at me.
You're not hearing
You
me,
can
Mary.
go. Little girl.
Okay. No, Whitney, hold on. Mary, just 1 second.
No,
Your car's out front. Did you try it? You can leave.
Mary, give it a second. Let's all calm down.
Okay,
I'm
can I
about to
just
start
say,
crying.
Whitney cannot go home because she's drunk. Clearly, like,
She's always
she
drunk.
can't just hop in her fucking car. I love what you can tell Whitney is drunk because she's just like, Mary,
And
you call
she's
me
such a
little
cute
girl.
drunk. She's just like
Yes, she
nice and like
is.
kind of slurry and like a little sad. Like it's like she's a perfect drunk. Like she's like me when I get drunk. Like I just kind of have a cute range of emotions. Like nothing too scary. Like I'll get maybe a little sad, but I'm not gonna like curse you out. But oh my god, I feel so sad for. Also, that's been one of my new. I hate when people overuse the phrase like vocal stims. Like because it's like that's not your vocal stim. Like you don't say that. Like but this one I have been saying a lot. You're not hearing me, Mare.
You're not hurrying me,
You're
Mare.
not hearing me, Mare. No, she's not hearing you. Like she is absolutely not. And honestly, if again, I keep plugging it, but you guys should really listen to it if you haven't. Our SLC Part 1 really gets into a lot that precedes this. But Whitney and Mary actually were really good
They were
friends.
good friends.
And
Like
people
it's
forget
shocking.
this. Like
Yeah.
season 1, they are like a duo. They have tons of duo scenes together. Like especially when Mary's not being included in things. Whitney has her back. Like Whitney defends her. She goes to her church with her dad. Like they have a really sweet like church bond too. So this is kind of a crazy crash out. Like that's why Whitney is genuinely. Like, that's why she's like sounding sad and confused with "You're not hearing me, Mare," because she's like, "What the hell?" Like I thought we were cool. Like. I thought we were kind of the two that I didn't have to worry about. Like, why am I now fighting with you? And
Mary sends some crazy fucking text messages to her too, blowing up.
Here are a few examples of some of the things that Mary has texted me in the past. You think you're better than me? I can tell you, you're not. I'm better than you. If you have something to say, it's better you say it to my face. You deserve everything Jen did to you. I am thankful I'm older than you. I also know I look younger than you. I don't need all the fake injections in my face to make my face look like whatever. And I don't need tummy tucks and facelifts and eyebrow lifts and breast implants. Everything is fake. I've never had plastic surgery, never. I don't need it like you do.
That's
all because she didn't answer her FaceTime.
she was driving car.
She just literally didn't answer her call, and that's what she got in her inbox. Which also, like, if you want to play in someone's face about their looks, Miss Rose is not the one to do it. Like,
No,
she's
she
got
looks
a body
good.
card and a face card. She always has looked good. She looks good now. She looked good at the beginning. She looks good when she had a fucking pixie cut like Robin Dixon. Like, she's tea. Like, don't play with
Also,
Whitney.
Mary has gotten work done to her face. Like
So
let's
much since
be
this
clear.
season now. Like, I mean,
Let's
like,
be
I think
clear.
she looks
She
great,
looks
and I
good.
support that.
But
Yeah,
it's just
if you
funny
want-
that she went from I don't need any of this to like I'll go tweak some things over here or there. Like
and also, like, you think you look younger than Whitney Rose? I'm sorry, girly pop.
I'm sorry,
Like,
she's objectively like she looks 29.
she's
Like,
very young already. Like, she's already actually young, and then
Right.
she looks amazing too. So, like,
And she
that's a
looks
bold.
amazing.
Go with Lisa for that one if you want to play that game. But like, this is not the one to play with.
Isn't this also the scene where Meredith is like, you think that her family is a little bit afraid of her? And she like is kind of like talking to Mary about like Meredith, or Meredith's talking to Whitney about like the allegations against Mary and how like people are afraid of her. And she says it, we don't have it clipped, but she says it in this like crazy slur where it's like every word is connected. It's like
I
one
low-key
sentence.
don't think I know. I don't think I know her. I don't think I know this one.
No, they're sitting on the couch at the Italian restaurant, and Meredith goes to console her.
Yeah.
And she goes to console her, and she's like, "You think that her family is a little afraid of her?" And it's like how she like tilts her head, and suddenly like she's unable to enunciate her words. Like,
God,
so good.
But what this does is this kind of destroys the Mary Whitney bond for a while.
Yes.
Like, because they were like, again, don't listen to the fake news media. They were close. Like they were a duo. Like everyone likes to forget this, but they were a duo. So Whitney is kind of like in her confessionals into Meredith and the people she's talking to. She's like, I had her back. Like I've had her back like pretty relentlessly, and I'm not going to anymore. Like she says, to quote Vicky Gunvalson, the gloves are off. And this is important for later. It'll probably become very important in our part too. But it's important that Whitney's gloves are off in regards to Mary. Because Mary's rumors are going to come back into play, and she would have had a Whitney ally, but now she
had she not. Yeah. But let's jump into the Shah-rrested, shall we say.
Ooh.
Let's go there. Let's go there.
Yeah, I love that. Let's go there. And this begins, if you want to go and relive the magic, this begins in episode 9 and it goes through episode 10. So there's like a little bit of a dual episode moment. But to set the scene, the women are going to Vail, Colorado, and for like a little group trip organized by Meredith. So Meredith is not traveling with everyone because she's going to go get everything ready. She's going to fly by herself or drive by herself. Mary, our preferential queen, she likes to have her own setup and her own ways of travel. So Mary is not traveling with the group, also because she just bitched out Whitney for like 3 hours. So that would be an awkward car ride. So Mary's not going. So our group traveling to Vail is Lisa Barlow, Whitney Rose, Heather Gay, Jen Shaw, and Jenny Nguyen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And they are meeting outside of Heather Gay's business, Beauty Lab and Laser, to get in their Sprinter van. And Jen, they're all arriving. And it is so funny to me that she shows up in cornrows, like then knowing that she's going to get arrested. Like what an arrest look. Like she was preparing for the clinker. Like she was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this wig teased in jail. Like braid me up, mama. Like, but it is just like funny. Is she allowed to wear those ? I'm not sure.
We'll table that for we'll do our research. We'll get back to you guys. I'm not quite sure.
But it's funny to me. And
it's hilarious.
Regardless.
So she shows up to like the bus. Everyone's like talking about the snacks they're bringing. They're so excited. This is kind of when like the producers just kind of have like nothing's really happening. They're kind of doing like the BTS of like, oh, the women are arriving, but the scene isn't going on. Like, it's just the women coming. It's like, that's how you know we're getting like some
because
shit.
If this wasn't going to happen, we would have just moved on to like
we would have just been sitting down and immediately, right. We would have started talking about like some shit.
A conflict.
Right. So,
That's
just
so true.
Absolutely fucking iconic. So Jen gets a phone call. She answers the phone, and we think, as the viewer, that it is like a family member telling her Shariff has internal bleeding. What we know now...
We'll pick it. We get the iconic shot of Jen kind of like answering the phone call and staring like directly into the camera. Like
directly at the camera that they put up in the Sprinter van. She's like, that's when she knows, oh, this is not like, oh shit. Oh fucking shit. I'm in trouble. So... we know now that it was somebody on the phone, I believe, from one of the authorities being like, Jen, they were like asking if she's okay. They weren't saying like we're coming for you. They were like,
it was
are you
obviously
okay?
not what she said it was. It was arrest related. Like it was authority related.
Right. So she immediately is like, fuck my life. Fuck my Chungus life, which is so fair. I would have said that too.
I bet you that's exactly what ran through Jen Shaw's head when she got that.
Fuck my big fat Chungus life.
Fuck my big fat fraudulent Chungus life. Like, fuck. Like, this sucks. No.
And I fucking got my hair braided for this bullshit. Fuck.
I just like knocked several things off my counter. Like,
no, stop. So she's like, oh, okay, like, fuck. I can't really like tell them I'm in trouble. I gotta flee the authorities. she's like, okay, I'm just going to go for my husband is dying. My husband's, I'm like, they would have been okay with you saying like anything half as bad, but she was like, to be fair, in that moment, like, I don't think I would have been able to think about a good excuse.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, oh my fuck, I need to get out of here right now. Shariff,
She's gotta go.
Internal bleeding, I'm out. So she gets out, she jumps in.
Too, because like, the women are like, that's obviously a very concerning statement that like your husband has internal bleeding. Like usually that means you're not in a good state. Like question mark, are we going to live kind of state? Like internal bleeding is like big bad. So like the women are obviously concerned and Jen is like, if it's fine on me, y'all do.
Yeah. She's like, I might be back though. She's like, I'll let you know. Like, she's like, she
said, Loki, let me create an opening in case this fraud thing is like going to get resolved. Yeah. I do want to go to Bill.
She's like, maybe it's a mistake. And in that case, I will be coming. I do want to see the Airbnb.
If it's okay, you'll come back. And like, it's like a little bit like, And Lisa says later on, like, she goes, honestly, my first question mark was when she said, maybe I'll come back. Because like, what do you mean, maybe you'll come back? Your husband is bleeding internally.
If they can drain the blood and stitch him up in 10 minutes, I'll be back. Like, the thing is, it's not like they have like 3 hours before they leave. Like, they were gonna leave in like 20 minutes. So it's like, even if you did have to go to the hospital, like, in what world are you like, oh, just checking in, Shariff. We good over here?
Like,
we
she
good?
genuinely said that thinking like, oh, maybe this isn't like the big arrest it's gonna be. Like, she was like, maybe it's just a false alarm, like whatever. But it's funny, they're all very concerned. They like send her on their way, but like, them not knowing, Whitney like hands her like a box of wheat thins. We're praying for Shariff.
For the man.
I'm like,
the man
thank
in the
God
house.
Jen had. Which, it's kind of like, it's been like a meme or it's been posted of like, the question of like, if your partner is kidnapped, do you listen to music on the way over? It's like, when you're being arrested for fraud, do you eat the wheat thins in the car? Do you eat Whitney's wheat thins when you're on the run? I would need a little snack. I'd be scared.
I mean, if I think I'm going to get arrested, like, I'm going to have prison food. I need to have,
Whitney's
like,
beautiful, Whitney's beautiful heart. Like, she
and in
is
the
so
same
thoughtful.
vein, in the same vein, they all, because everyone was bringing snacks for the road trip, in the same vein, they all start eating her snacks once she's gone. They're like, I mean, this is post the arrest, which...
Yeah, like, she's gone, and like, this is like, the police of it eventually show up.
Like,
so at first, like, they're
later.
like, okay, something's wrong. Like, literally something's wrong. And like, they're all still like, very concerned. They haven't left. They're like, should we wait? Like, because like, maybe it's going to be fine, she says. So like, should we wait for her? Like, we don't want to leave. So they're kind of like debating, and like, they're a little scared about just the internal bleeding has rocked the group. And they're like, debating, and like, as they're all kind of like, you know what, all we can do is just think positive thoughts and pray, like, it's gonna be a great trip. As they're saying this, here come like the horde of police
SWAT
officers,
team, helicopter, Homeland Security Investigation, Southern District of New York, NYPD, the FBI.
The way that Heather, like, honestly, you can tell Heather's not acting at all because she is, like, so dense in this moment. Like, not a lot is getting through to Heather's head, but one thing that I think is funny, again, like, people would be like, it's my new vocal stem. It's not my vocal stem, but I do think it's funny. The way she says NYPD, she goes, the NYPD? Is that the NYPD? Like,
and
like
then she goes,
PD.
then she comes down, like, out of the bus, and she's like, what does HSI stand for? And the cops like have their like machine guns. They're like, Homeland Security Investigations. She's like, oh, you guys aren't strippers?
Her jaw drops. Her jaw is like Homeland Security. And like, honestly though, I've never even once thought about this, but she says this. She's like, this isn't the parking lot of my business. Like, she probably was freaking out that like this is going to be associated with her company. Like, that's not a good sign. Honestly, this is like I'll drop a little Casey lore like while we're in the middle of the arrest. My family owns businesses, and one time outside of our business in our parking garage, somebody got murdered. And my mom, I was waiting for her to come home, and I was like, "Where you at, girl?" And she goes, "Sorry, gonna be home late. There was a murder in the garage." And I'm like, "What?"
You're like, that's fair.
She was concerned about her business, so I understand Heather Gay's perspective.
Yeah, you don't want people to think that you can't be getting injected at the beauty lab because you might be getting biscuits or bullets.
Right. You don't want that to be I mean, obviously that's already your BFF, so it's already associated with you. But then to also be in the parking lot of your business is like, okay, great. Like this isn't personally great.
Bad side of town, I guess.
Well, right.
Like...
And you said like funny that Heather was like, is this strippers? Because they are at first like they're like, is this a prank? Like is Jen?
Yeah, because they're like we're looking for leave? Jen Shaw, and they're like, ooh, like Jen, like they're looking for you, and then they're like, no, like she's going to federal prison.
Right. And so the police like realize that Jen's not there. You know, they kind of like talked. Heather's like their POC, their point of contact. She's like their like representative out of the Sprinter. So like she tells them like obviously Jen's not here, and they keep saying like, is she? We just want to make sure she's okay. So Heather like boards back the bus and is like, they're not hunting her. Like they just want to make sure she's okay. And someone like Jenny, Lisa, and Whitney are all more clocked into the situation than Heather. Like Heather is like, as she is, she's high on the friendship juice. She's drunk on the friendship juice. So she like can't really like grasp this all. Every one of them has a better understanding of what's actually going on than Heather. They're like, Heather. She goes, at one point she goes, I wonder if she's still at the hospital. They're like, Heather, no one's at the hospital. Like, Heather, what do you mean is she still at the hospital? Like,
use your brain, understand what is happening.
And they're like,
in front
guys,
of
like
you.
they're trying to protect her. And one of the girls that are more clocked in is like, that's a lie, Heather. Like they're trying to like not scare you, so you give them her location if you have it, like so that way.
And then Heather is like, should I give her like a heads up? She's like, should I text her and let her know that the cops are like looking for her? And when Lisa goes, I wouldn't interfere if I were you. Like she's like I wouldn't do that. Like maybe not. I'm like, Heather, like you could be arrested for that.
Jenny also
she
could
texts
like,
her,
give less
hey
of a
girl.
fuck.
She's like, hey girl, run. Like, but yeah, no, Jenny's like, oh, wait, she brought mint Milanos.
Jenny's eating her snacks straight face. Like, guys, whatever. Like, let's just go to Vail. Like, what the hell? Like,
because
I'm sick of this delay.
So they're like driving to Vail and like no one knows what's going on. All they know is that like that happened and Shariff doesn't have internal bleeding, but no one knows like what's actually going on. So like they're speculating, they're talking, they're like driving, whatever. And Jenny's just like, y'all don't know shit. Like, can y'all calm down? Can everyone just relax? Like, we don't know what's going on. You guys are like crying. Like, I'm gonna play the montage. Lisa's fucking calling her lawyers.
All of my attorneys are calling me back right now. We have 6 on payroll and every single one are calling back right now. Hey, you know what? This is so weird, Ryan. Can you tell me what's going on? Would Homeland Security show up for that? I mean, like, I'm like literally shook right now. It just scared me. Like, is something bigger happening? Should I be stressed? I'm shaking. I'm physically shaking.
I'm
like, which number lawyer were you?
I think I might have been 4.5.
Okay.
I was there with the fourth
so.
one behind. Like, I heard the conversation.
Right.
I'm not allowed to talk to her because she has me blocked on Twitter. So it's kind of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I mean, this is funny. It's also funny because, like, I mean, I guess, like, who knows what the vibe would be after something like this happens? Like, none of us will hopefully ever experience this, so we won't get to relate. But they kind of, I think naturally, I would imagine naturally, they all kind of get a little like suspicious of each other. Like when someone like says something that's like a little too knowledgeable about the subject, they're like, it could be, sometimes it's Lisa, sometimes it's Whitney, like mostly them two. Jenny and Lisa, like if Whitney says something too like on the nose, they're like, why does she know that? Like, a little sus.
Yeah,
they're all just like
it's
on
like
edge. And, like,
it's like traitors. Like if you the first couple episodes, if you do anything that like it gets attention to you, everyone's like, you have to be the traitor, and it's like,
you know,
no,
like
everyone's
Lisa's a little bit
right
like
now.
You know, Lisa's like looking around like someone must have leaked her location. Who knew where she was going to be today? Like, it's like, or they could have like tracked her. Like,
or they've been investigating her for years.
That woman is on Instagram stories 5 minutes ago. Like, I don't think it's too hard to know where Jen Shaw is at any given time. Like,
they've been investigating her since 2012. They know enough about her finances to know she's committing fraud. Do you think they can't figure out that she is going to be filming a TV show in the parking lot?
You can like tell Lisa is like trying to build this narrative of like, maybe we can, you know, here's our fucking storyline.
Well, this is where it goes with like the Meredith thing.
Build someone like leaked it, and honestly, when I watched this in real time, I was like, one of them leaked it. Like one of them said, and I honestly thought people thought it was Meredith. Like people thought Meredith was like onto her ass.
they thought that she was like so pissed about the Brooks thing that she was like, wait, let me
Because she's
see
a
if
lawyer
the-"
too.
She was like,
so,
let me see if the
people are like,
FBI
she
has an
knows.
open investigation, and if so, I will contribute some information. Like, so ridiculous. So they're
When in
they're
reality,
driving.
it was Monica contributing information. But that's
True. So they're
a later
driving.
talk.
And they finally all do get the notification that Jen has actually been arrested, charged with fraud, money laundering. It was a national scheme. Everyone's like, I have the fucking chills. Lisa and Heather are like sobbing. They're like, I feel so bad for her family. Which, like, I guess, like, you know, I guess
And
sure.
Lisa's
Like, that is a valid
Stu,
thing to feel.
Oh my God, Stu! Like they got Stu too.
They got Stu. I was watching with my boyfriend. He like couldn't stop walking around the house being like, not Stu. But like they're like finally figuring it out. They like FaceTime Meredith, who's in the Airbnb, and she's just getting the rundown on how gorgeous her Airbnb is, and then they FaceTime her. They're like, oh my God, have you seen the news? And she's like, what? And then they're like, you know, she's been arrested, and she's like, I feel like this would be such an incredible feeling. Like, you're friends with someone or you're not friends with someone who everyone else is friends with, and you really are pissed off that people aren't seeing what you're seeing, and then they get arrested, and you're like, oh, I was fucking on to you. I fucking knew it. And that's exactly what she says. She's like, I feel like I kind of knew Jennifer Shaw, but I don't think you guys did.
Which is also how Mary feels, which again is how like their alliance begins to build like throughout this, because both them feel super vindicated and are like, yeah, us two like already caught this wave. Like we were already done with her. Like, so they feel like, yeah, like hell yeah. And one thing that I think that's funny that Heather says, I mean, Heather's whole, like, you could like rewatch the arrest episodes because it literally spans 2 episodes, just the footage in the parking lot and like the ride to Vale. You could focus on a different one of them in the bus every single time and like have a different experience each time, because like Heather's reaction to me is like, again, Heather is not an actress, and this is how you know this is real, because Heather is having like a real like psychosis. Like she is not like mentally all the way there. Like she can't process this. Something about her like still like questioning like if Jen maybe didn't do anything. Like the women are like, Heather, like we just read, like obviously something is amiss, like something is afoot. And Heather is like, I knew like it was a little unsavory, but I didn't think anything was illegal. I'm like,
girl,
so you knew it was illegal.
Like I'm just like,
so
you
saying you know
you
it was
knew
illegal.
it wasn't right. You just didn't want to think more about it. Like you knew.
You just
and
weren't.
so
You're not the FBI, so you're not going to be able to get like you knew, but like all of you kind of knew, but like nothing you can do. It's not like what force her to like tell you the truth. Like,
and so I think like Whitney says like, okay, she was arrested on the side of the road like as she was trying to flee, and Heather says,
how humiliating and degrading. What has she done? What?
Which people leave out what has she done?
What has she done? I know, like, how humiliating and degrading is like a reaction meme at this point. But like, what has she done? I'm like, okay, it wasn't enough that you guys were swarmed by like the SWAT team, but you had to find out she was arrested on the side of the road, which like makes, of course she fucking was.
How humiliating.
And
degrading. I can't even hear those 2 words without hearing it in the Heather Gay voice. Like someone can say humiliating or degrading to me in any tone, and I hear it in the exact, because like she says kind of like a soft G, like degrading. Degrading. How humiliating and degrading.
But also like her face
best.
when she's told that she was arrested on the side of the road, she's like,
that's what I mean. She's having pure, authentic reactions to these things. And even in the confessional, how literally you can see that she feels how humiliating and degrading.
Humiliating and degrading. So the women
that's an all-time clip. Like, like people have their opinions on Miss Gay, but for that clip alone,
at this point, I was all in on Team Gay. And Team Gay, which you could make a joke about. But the women are debriefing, like all together at the Airbnb. They've arrived at Vale, and the women are finally debriefing what's been going on. And Meredith brings up, she was like, you know, I feel like things haven't been adding up for quite some time, and obviously I would never have assumed she like committed crimes, but just there's been weird shit with Jen that doesn't add up. And this is when she tells the women, like recently, as recent as maybe like the year before, like a couple months before, like she was in New York, her store was closed, her manager called her and was like, hey, Jen wants to come in and shop. So she was like, okay, let her in. So they opened the store for her again. She's in there. The manager calls Meredith after they leave, and she's like, what'd she buy? She's like, oh, she spent a couple $100, but there was a green clutch purse that I know was there that's now gone. And so Meredith was like, okay, maybe send them a text and just be like, hey, did you borrow this? So they end up returning it the next day. And like they see on camera that like, you know, they walked in and stole it. And this was also Monica, if y'all remember, they bring this up. Monica was in that group. It was like 2 people and Jen. And Monica was like,
in the store footage.
in the
like,
store
so when
footage.
Monica later gets introduced, Meredith's like,
she's like, huh?
is that my
And
thief?
Meredith is just like, I'm upset because she never fired that employee who stole from me, which is like very sus. And she also says she's heard that Jen is red flagged in the Louis Vuitton system because she pays with cash. Like, she's just heard these like different things about her that are now starting to like make sense. And Heather brings up that literally like a couple episodes ago, like they were hanging out, she called her an Uber and she was like, you know, get home safe. I guess Jen was drinking or something. She checks the progress of the Uber. Jen had gotten out at like an intersection and didn't say anything about getting out at the Uber. And Lisa starts kind of implying that she knows something about that. She was like, what day was it? She was like, Wednesday. Lisa's like, Wednesday. Interesting. They're like, what? And like, she kind of, I forgot what she said, but like she says something and then Mary or someone goes like, well, you're implying that she met up with a man or something, and Lisa doesn't like say anything,
Right.
but they're like, Lisa, like, and then this is when Whitney says the fucking funniest thing. She's like, we all have to share what we know or we're all in danger. Like, we are all not safe unless we all share with each other what we know. If you'll recall, actually, I don't know if you ever listened to the podcast Bitch Sesh, but it's just these like 2 women who love housewives. They did have the Uber driver on their podcast. And he was saying that he dropped her off at like some apartment complex and she like hopped the fence and like basically like went to meet
That's
up
an
with the guy.
insane pull. Like,
I know. It
that'd be
is
fun.
it is
Honestly,
pretty
that's like a little
crazy.
scary. Yeah, like I'd
Yeah.
block them if I were a housewife. No shade. That's like alarming.
It's a little bit
I mean,
invasive.
entertaining, but like, oh my god, wow. Holy hell.
You're like,
I will say that like imagining how electric a debrief with the girlies of your friend getting arrested must be. Like, I've had some pretty electric debriefs just over like a bad hookup or like a night where I threw up a little too much when I was drunk. Like, wow, what a play that would be. And like, it's intense. Like they're all getting into it at the table. It's a fun vibe. But you know, they continue on with the Vail trip. Obviously, Jen cannot attend the Vail trip, but we do like get a little scene with her and her lawyer. And I just think this clip is hilarious. So I want to roll too.
What I have been accused of is absolutely the complete opposite of anything I would ever do in my life. If I have any fault, it is because I am too giving and I help too many people.
Except the elderly who I scam.
except for vulnerable people who I put on unending credit card charges, subscriptions, and never let them leave and drain their entire life savings.
If I was the lawyer that was like in the trial, like trying to nail her, I'd be pulling up screen recordings of the Salt Lake City. I'd start with the only thing I'm guilty of is being Shah-mazing, and I would play that one first. And then I would play this clip and be like, can we speak to this one? Can we speak to the reunion clip where you describe your job? Can we speak to all these clips where you say like that
where
you
you're like, oh, this infomercial lead is looking really good. Like with the way you're talking about your businesses, there was actually in the Sprinter van, they were talking about how when you're laundering money, you have to do like cash-based businesses, and they were like,
Yes,
wait,
yeah.
she had like a COVID mask business. She had all these random fucking businesses, and they were like, wait, is that where she was washing all her fucking money?
Yeah, they were like, she has to go to a nail salon or like a laundromat. Like, they were like, it's very, it's exactly what I would be saying based on like the television I watch. No like real life experiences. Like, I'd be pulling from all my TV shows. I'd be like, right, Washing Money, Laundromat. That happened on Good Girls. That happened on this other one. Yeah.
I feel like they weren't too far off though. Like it.
No. Again, Whitney was clocking her down in that car ride. Like, they were like, it's sus that Whitney knows all this only because they think she's dumb. So,
they think she's dumb.
It's sus.
But I think you have on the one hand Heather, who like is the kind of she like puts her head in the sand and just doesn't want to know like anything that could be bad information. So even if something seems off, she's like, no, I don't want to know more. And then you have Whitney, who I think is actually like taking notes of things and being like, that's kind of strange, but we'll see where that goes. And now she's like, okay, putting all the pieces together.
And that's what a good bone carrier does. And like, I love that type of housewife. Like, I love a woman who works. I love a woman who shows up to her job and puts in the effort. And again, I will say this to my grave. The women that I back, such as Whitney Rose and Ashley Darby, you can say whatever you'd like to say about them, but don't ever say my girls don't show up to the job and work. Like, they get their investigative boots on, they get their messy boots on, they get their every type of boot, any boot you need, they're gonna have it on.
High
and they're
heel
gonna walk.
boots, their muddy boots, their platform boots, their construction
and they're
boots.
gonna look cunt doing it. Like, they're bringing back, they serve cunt the new fashioned way. In the new housewife way. Some housewives serve cunt the old fashioned way. But these are our young hoes. Like, young hoes, run free. I should make a Whitney and Ashley edit to that. Like, don't play with, might I suggest you don't fuck with my sis? Like, they have little sis energy.
Well, let's give some concluding thoughts on where we stand before we end part 1 and then segue into part 2. What are you closing thoughts?
I mean, I think it's an interesting thing to analyze, like, how Jen tries to, like, claw her way back from this, because for all intensive purposes, she does. She has a half of a season and a reunion after she gets arrested, and then a whole other season in season 3. I mean, some parts of season 3, she's, like, at trial, so she's not like on a couple of trips, but like she's a main cast member for season 3, and she's there. She's even at the reunion, I think, at season 3, correct? Like, she makes it even post-season. So like, it is kind of a feat that she manages to even bring her way back. That's why
Actually, I don't think she
Bravo's
is at the reunion.
made it. Maybe not, but she is in most of season 3.
But she's for the whole season,
and she's a main cast member. But
and she has
Bravo
like that
like
post-filming in New York thing where Heather goes to visit her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And Bravo has like said they don't want her back. But honestly, until like they made their like official stance, that's why I always thought she'd be back, because it's like you had her on post arrest. Like, they really were like, we don't know until we know. And it's like, I think it's probably enough if like they're in a major like trial like this to like maybe back off.
Do you know that somebody tweeted that? I mean, this obviously is like based off of just a tweet, but I think it has some legs. So somebody was like, "Oh, he's like particularly anti-Jen Shah. Andy Cohen is particularly anti-Jen Shah and doesn't want her back because he himself was scanned by like a telemarketer once, and so it like hits home to him, like this particular crime.
Is that true?
Machine.
Do we know that that's
there
true?
There was. Well, I don't know, like if that's why he feels that way, but he did.
But do we know that he was scammed by a telemarketer?
Yes, he did. Like on Watch What Happens Live, say or like tweeted or something where he said like he was called by someone pretending to be his bank. He gave his bank information, and they took like, I don't know how much money, but they took money from him, and he was like literally warning people on I think it was a radio show. He was like, guys, be careful. Like there are scammers out there. So people were like, oh, it's like a really soft subject for him because he was scammed.
Speaking of lame things he did you see just yesterday, he like on Threads is where it all goes down these days. On Threads, he like tweeted, he posted like, on a flight, like, ask me questions, I'm really gonna answer them, like, ask Andy, whatever the fuck he says. And someone was like, can you like stop casting like all these like MAGA women on Orange County? Like, I don't want to watch this. And he was like, we need people from all walks of life. Like, I want to represent everyone.
Yeah. Look, and we've talked about this already, so we don't need to get into it, but
I know. I don't even really feel like I need to say anything, but like,
yeah, it just, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's nuanced, but like, there's a way to talk about it. That's not just like it's all fine, whatever.
He
Differences
really
in
logged
opinion.
onto Threads and said, hell yeah.
Dude.
Bring him on.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We will be back with part 2. Don't forget to like. If you like this episode, please leave us a review. That really helps. A 5-star, maybe type something nice about us.
And if
It
you
really
like
helps.
us so much, the next time you're at the bar or at a recreational activity with random people, just take their phones and leave us a review on their phone.
Yeah, have them leave a 5 stars. Sometimes it could just be a 5-star, but sometimes you could type something nice if you have the time. It really helps. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube. It's Mention It All Again Pod. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok. It's MIAA Pod. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Mention It All Again Pod. I think that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Love you, and thanks for tuning in.
Love you.
Bye.